All right, so I didn't do a big intro for today's video because I'm just going to do some real talk with you about all the good things that have been happening in the past few months. So, for all of those of you who subscribe and read my newsletter, last month, the July newsletter was a biggie, like a really big newsletter for me. So, I was able to announce that my Author Your Ambition rebrand was live. Hey, which is under my MK Williams pen name. I also got to tell you that for the first time, one of my short stories was accepted to a literary magazine under my Mary Kate Williams pen name. Yay! And I got to tell you that my latest book landed a deal and will be out next summer, and that is under my new Kate Williams romance pen name. So big, exciting things are happening in all three of my pen names all at once. It was very exciting, and May through July has truly just been a constant dopamine high, right? Just big hit, big hit, big hit. And then I sent my newsletter and I did a sale for Nailbiters, and then that blew up. And so even more dopamine. So I have been posting a lot about my gratitude for these successes and like, hey, like this announcement, this announcement. And for once, my life and my career is mostly matching the positive items that I share on social media. Like there's a lot of talk about, oh, like social media is just a highlight reel. Like you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Like things can be really tough for people. And like, um, I think in the past years, I have not shown you guys as much of the challenges I've had. I've just kind of been radio silent and just like doing the work, doing the writing, doing everything behind the scenes and sharing the positive because truly like who wants to share when they're miserable? But I would say May through July, I was genuinely like very happy. I'm hoping that by the time this video airs, I have the all clear, that my autoimmune disease is in remission, which would be amazing if that happens. I'm really hopeful for that. I think that's the one like thing that is not going perfectly right now is that I don't have that like final clearance from my doctor. But I feel great. So I'm hoping that everything will be cleared soon. But life and career are in a really good spot for me right now. And someone replied back to my last newsletter email and asking, like, how am I juggling it all? How am I doing so much right now? And I think the real answer is that I'm not. Like, the seeds for what I've planted are just finally starting to sprout. So I sent my very first query letter ever for my very first novel, which will go unread for all of eternity, in 2010. So while I started querying Heifer in late 2023 and got signed in April 2023, it took 13 years from that first try to land an agent. So I've posted videos on this channel for 7 years now. It took me 3 years before I made a dime. And with algorithm changes and advertiser pullbacks and now all the AI slop on the platform, I make the same like few $100s a month that I've been making for years. Like that has not improved, even with the subscriber size growing. My short stories I've been writing and working on like before my first book was ever self-published, before I really started getting into writing novels. So when I'm in between projects, I'm writing and I'm tweaking and I'm meticulously fine-tuning my short stories, but I've never had the positive response to be able to share anything with you guys. Like it's been a lot of just like silence and rejection. So I am going to have a whole video about that process. So stay tuned for that. But, it's just now that I finally got the first yes. And hopefully more will follow. Nailbiters at almost a decade since it was published, it just now peaked at number 17 on the Amazon charts for the first time ever in July. And that's because I did a sale. Now, also, I've been reworking the description and log line ever since it came out, right? Just constantly fine tuning it. I've got better at updating my comps. So when I started, I had no clue how to market this book. And now all those efforts I've been putting in over the years have finally produced fruit. So for the AYA rebrand, I've had these assets for years. They desperately needed an update. I did all the work while I was in like deep, deep denial that the book that was on submission would ever get picked up. Like I channeled all my energy there because I needed a distraction from feeling like I was just failing spectacularly and with everybody watching, right? So I've spent years decade almost like shouting into the void and being disappointed that it never called back. And it turns out it was just a decade delayed echo. So all the things that I'm finally seeing movement on and finally able to tell you guys about with like positive things happening and acceptances and deals and all those exciting things, like it's just been a long time coming. Like, it took a long time for those seeds to take root. And I right now am like obviously excited, but I'm also daunted knowing like how many more decades is it gonna take to get to the next level where I want to be or the next level. Um, and I'm sure there's a fair number of you hate watching this video right now, like giving it a thumbs down, like you're a better writer. You have more training, like you work harder. And like I've been there too, like hating on someone while picking on myself. Like just feeling so negative because why are they getting all the things? I'm working so hard. Like, I've been there too. I feel you. Like, I am riding high right now, and I have no doubt that I will end up in a low space again. Like, it's inevitable. Disappointments happen, frustrations happen, things don't go the way you want, launches kind of get botched because of life things that happen. So it is what it is. Like, I know the dopamine drip I'm getting right now is going to stop. I know there will be bad news eventually. Or I mean, right now Instagram's limiting my story views to only 20 people can like at a time will ever see my stories. And like I don't know what to do. So I have to find more ways to get updates to people in case they're not subscribed to my newsletter, which by the way, subscribe to my newsletter. So I want to take a moment to share like the feeling of unease that I have of like, it's good now, but like when is the bottom gonna drop out? Or like, yay, like things are going well, like, but wait, like there's gonna be an end date for that. And so when is the ground gonna shift beneath me again? Like when are these opportunities just gonna dry up? And like I'm so grateful for what I have now. But I also want to be real with you guys that like those exciting feelings also come with the like uneasy of like, are you sure? Like, what's going on? So, there was no really big message or learning for today. I just wanted to share these feelings because I know some of you are feeling it too. And maybe it feels better to not be alone in these feelings, or that, yes, it does take years, a decade sometimes to get to where you want to go. Um, so be patient with yourself, be patient with the process. All right. I will catch you next week for more updates. If you want to help me feel better with a sense of unease, or you want to get some of this good luck mojo for yourself, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and now you can back to writing your book.